I tested the mindsets of billionaire investors. How do billionaires do things differently? Billionaires play to win. The average person plays to survive. In this video, I'm going to go over the 3 mindsets that make all the difference. And as prices rise and the economy changes faster than ever, you are either going to fall behind by thinking the same way you've always thought, or start thinking differently and get ahead. $1 million is not what it used to be, so you must become better to get ahead. Average is no longer good enough. You must become the best and think like the best. Or sit back and watch the success that you want slip through your finger. Now, before we get to it, I need to answer the most important question. What does it take to become successful? I grew up in a small suburban town in New England. We didn't have a lot of money, and I remember vividly every Christmas I got one single present. Now, I'm not complaining here, but I saw other kids get presents after presents. When I was a teenager, I saw them get cars, and they could go on vacation. While my mother, she would always tell me, well, Nick, we don't have money for that. I remember in high school, I used to fantasize about owning a Lamborghini Diablo. The problem was it cost $239,000. And I would go out and shovel snow as my part-time job, making $10 an hour. And that wasn't going to cut it, because I would have to work 24,000 hours just to get that car. If I did all that work, it would take over 11 years of my life to get it. And if I wanted a house with a garage to park that car, I'd probably have to work 2 lifetimes to get it. No time for freedom, fun, or family. So I became obsessed with learning how I could get what I wanted. Like many people, I studied self-improvement to help improve myself so I could get what I wanted. And this is what I consider the most important lesson when it comes to getting what you want. You can have everything you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want in life. That's a mindset I learned from Zig Ziglar, one of the biggest, most prominent self-help authors ever. It's a lesson I built my life on, and it helped me build a successful online publishing business in my 20s. That one lesson changed everything for me. It flipped the way I thought about money, success, and business. And once I noticed the power of this mindset, I started to notice one thing. The wealthiest people in the world, billionaires, they don't just have more money. They think differently about money altogether. They operate from mindsets that the average person never considers. Or if you do consider it, you probably don't put as much weight onto it as you should. So I decided to test something. What would happen if I adopted the same mindsets that billionaire investors use? Well, the results, they shocked me. And in this video, I'm going to go over the 3 most important lessons, what they are, how I used them, what they did for me, and how you can use them too. Mindset number 1, be a producer, not a consumer. This is a lesson I learned by studying Jeff Bezos. He says if you want to be successful in business and in life, you need to produce more than you consume. Most people just want to buy stuff, when the secret to getting ahead in life is to produce stuff that other people want to buy. This mindset can make you very successful. Using it, I grew my business from just an idea to a massive online publishing company, and I had 15 employees working for it, all by producing things that people wanted. This gave me the income to start investing. So many people ask me, what's the secret to getting there? And the first thing I think is you need to invest in yourself. See, Warren Buffett has a saying that says, the more you learn, the more you earn. And the more I learned about business, the better results. The more I learned about investing and the businesses that I was investing in, the better results that I got too. Now, when you combine learning with being a producer, not a consumer, that can help you become rich. And that's why today it's more important than ever to start investing in yourself. Next, mindset number 2, save more than you spend. The famous investor Charlie Munger said this is the most important thing to do if you want to be rich. But I can hear it now. Nick, I don't have tons of extra money. And the story I like to tell everyone is that of Gladys Home, who was a secretary from Chicago who reportedly never made more than $15,000 a year. Yet she amassed an $18 million fortune, and she started by saving. I know it can sound pretty unbelievable, but you don't have to take my word for it. You can Google her. She's been written about in the New York Times. So the lesson here is simple. Save more than you spend. And I know it sounds simple, but the fact of the matter is most people just don't do it. But this single mindset can make you a millionaire. So how do you do it? Well, there's a very important lesson I learned from Warren Buffett. He says, don't save what's left after spending, but spend what's left after saving. This is why Warren Buffett saves first, and I think you should too. And the easiest way to do it isn't to cut back on lattes or vacations. Instead, decide on a fixed percentage of your income and save that every month before you spend. Dave Ramsey recommends 10%. I say if you want to be rich, do a lot more. In fact, do as much as you can. At one point, I was saving as much as 90% of my income. That's how I became a multimillionaire in my 30s. So I recommend you start saving right now. And after I started saving, I started investing. Because saving alone won't get you out of the rat race. See, Warren Buffett famously said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. And the easiest way to make money while you sleep is to invest. You can invest in a company, and the company can produce things that other people want. And you get to build your wealth while the world becomes a better place because the company you invested in is building stuff that other people want, making their lives easier. Sounds great, right? Well, these days everyone thinks they're an investor, but they all think about it completely wrong. Everyone focuses on how much their investments can grow, when they should focus on how much they can lose. This brings me to mindset 3. Don't lose money. I learned this from Warren Buffett. He has a saying, rule number 1, never lose money. Rule number 2, see rule number 1. Because return of capital is more important than return on capital. You need to not lose it if you want to keep growing it. This mindset will keep you rich, and it will keep your wealth growing. Because only when you don't lose it can your wealth compound over time. Albert Einstein said compounding is the 8th wonder of the world. And this is really the most important mindset of all billionaire investors. Don't lose money so that you can compound it. Because this is how you turn a small amount of money into millions or even billions. It's how I went from shoveling snow and mowing lawns for a living to buying my dream home, having more free time than I could have ever imagined growing up, and not being forced to work every day just to make a paycheck. Now my investments grow and they do all the work making stuff that people want. Well, I get to do what I want. These mindsets made all the difference. They're not complex, but most people, they just don't bother to follow them. Or they dismiss them as too simple and they chase the next get-rich-quick scheme. Here's the thing. These mindsets are powerful. They change how you see money, how you see risk, and how you see yourself. But here's the truth. Even with the right billionaire investor mindset, you still face a big question. What do I actually invest in today? Because ideas like produce more than you consume, save more than you spend, and never lose money are principles. They're ways to think. They guide you. They can protect you. But they don't tell you what investments to buy, which ones to avoid, or where the real opportunities right now are hiding. That's the piece most people miss. Now, my rule is simple. If you want to be rich, you need to invest like the rich. And when you study the top 20 billionaires on the Forbes list, one thing becomes crystal clear. Almost all of them built their fortune through ownership in businesses. Not index funds, not bonds, not even through real estate. Sure, those are great and they can preserve wealth, but they rarely create it. The biggest fortunes in history, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, they all came from owning great businesses. And for investors like you and me, the easiest way to own great businesses is through stock. Stocks can give you fractional ownerships in the world's most profitable companies, and they let you tap into the growth of the best companies. And most importantly, they allow you to concentrate in a way that index funds don't. With stocks, you have the potential power to compound your money much faster than bonds, real estate, index funds, or cash. Of course, when you buy the right. That's why billionaires keep buying stocks, and I track their moves. Because the truth is, not every stock is worth owning. Some are bad businesses, some are traps, some will quietly bleed your capital, and that's exactly why I created the Billionaire Portfolio Tracker. So instead of guessing, drowning in data, or chasing headlines, I track exactly where billionaire investors are putting their money. And I filter out the noise to reveal the few moves that actually matter. It's the fastest way to cut through the clutter and see the best opportunities in the market right now. So if you're looking for the best stock to buy right now, click on my channel, follow me, and click on the link to the Billionaire Portfolio Tracker in my bio so you can get in on the action alongside me.